So Gozu is finally revealed in this chapter. Gozu, I guess, is like the last member of Slur's Alkmaar gang, or they're like the New Order now. I guess he was like first mentioned in chapter 104, but then we actually saw him in chapter 175 at the end of Izuki's flashback. Like once he went back to Alkmaar, we saw Gaku, Haruma, Kumanomi, and then we saw Gozu and Tenkyu. And then Tenkyu, surprisingly, was revealed before Gozu. Tenkyu is like bow and arrow guy that fought Shin in the jail arc. And then Gozu is now revealed in this chapter, and he looks very different than he did as a kid, but I guess that's understandable. And it turns out that his unique ability, which I like about this series, everybody gets their own thing. His is electricity manipulation, essentially, right? Which I guess he's able to do through like these finger gauntlets that he has. And he's incredibly powerful. He's already, ordered level for sure. But let's back up a little bit, talk about how we got to this point, and then go over the rest of the stuff that happens in this chapter. So we're currently in the Shishiba Osaragi base turn portion of this arc, I guess you could say. I mean, they were always faces, but they could have been heels for a little bit until it was revealed that they aren't actually going along with the Slur takeover of the JAA. Shishiba was kind of just waiting for the right moment to take out Slur, and obviously it didn't work out the way that he wanted, and it got to the point of where Shishiba and Osaragi are essentially taking on the entire New Order by themselves, and Osaragi's bloodlust awoke the Takamura inside of Slur, and he just almost took her out completely along with Shishiba until Kamahate, the secret sniper guy, showed up. And that brings us into this chapter where Kamahate, of course, is revealing that he is not with the Slur takeover of the JAA or with the New Order. He's essentially going to side with Sakamoto after this, because I guess that's where all this is leading, right? Shishiba, Osaragi, Kamahate, they're all going to join Sakamoto's order or whatever you want to call it, which at this point seems surprisingly too powerful for the good guy faction in a series. Maybe I'll make a video comparing like Sakamoto's order versus Slur's order. But anyway, Takamura Slur is still going after them, doing classic Takamura stuff. And Shishiba asks Kamahate like, hey, are you good in close combat? And he's like, no, which is understandable. Snipers in this series, or at least the 2 or 3 that we've seen, aren't really good in close combat. They're more just geniuses of the rifle from long distance. Like, that's their thing. It would kind of be unfair if they were good at close combat as well, I guess. So at this point, Shishiba realizes that this is like an unwinnable fight. They need to get out of there. Osaragi is dying after getting hit by Slur Takamura in the previous chapter, so he picks her up and tries to get out of there with the assistance of Kamahate. And Takamura Slur is still on them, but Kamahate shoots like, I guess, an exploding bullet at him, which he cuts in half and still doesn't really do much to him. And Slur like asks Oki like, hey, should we go after them? And he says like, nah, why am I getting an uneasy feeling? Well, I guess it's because Gozu is coming, because he confronts Shishiba, Kamahate, and Osarage here. So Kamahate fires like a bullet at Gozu and it like does nothing? Or did he like catch the bullet or something? I don't know. This sequence is hard to make out. I don't know what happened here. Just nothing? Or did he like stop the bullet with electricity? And this is where it's like revealed that Gozu has these electrical powers, and he fires like a current at Kamahate, just like how like Kashimo would from Jujutsu Kaisen. And he like puts down Kamahate with this. So like instantly just taking out an order member here. Then Shishiba goes after him with his hammer, but he just grabs it easily and then like breaks it. And Shishiba's like, he could wield electricity freely. It's the worst matchup for my weapon. And I guess he says that because metal is highly conductive. And with that being said, I guess he's a bad matchup for most assassins, except for like Sakamoto, of course, whose like thing is that he uses any weapon, but that's besides the point. Gozu is just so powerful. And I guess he has to be because of the power creep at this point in the series. The same way that Torres is just randomly incredibly powerful. I know I'm late to talking about Torres and how strong he is, but it's just going to be like a recurring thing, I guess, at this part of the series, since I think we're in the last arc, or the last saga of the series. Like, whatever's going on after this will lead us into the ending, at least in my opinion. It seems that way. But anyway, Gozu winds up going hand to hand with Shishiba, and of course his electricity acts as like a stun gun when he hits as well. But as he's like firing off electricity, some of it winds up hitting Osaragi, who's on the ground, and this acts as like, I guess, a defibrillator to her and like shocks her awake and gives her like this adrenaline boost. She instantly grabs her broken saw and like hits Gozu with it. Then she just grabs Shishiba and Kamahate, who looks like he's just a rifle in this panel, but he's definitely not. You see like his legs earlier on in this chapter, and you see more of him when he's fighting against Heisuke. Kamahate is definitely a person. And I think the joke is that he is like a sentient rifle, but he's, you know, he's a person. And she jumps out of the building with both of them, leaving Gozu behind. And then Gozu like talks to Slur for a little bit, and that's where the chapter ends. So exciting stuff here. I'm glad that they escaped, because coming into this sequence with, you know, Shishiba turning on them, I for sure thought somebody was going to die here. So I'm glad that they didn't, and I'm glad that they're going to go back to their separate corners, because, you know, we just got introduced to Gozu, which I guess is revealing the final lineup for Slur's new order, because all of the characters that have been foreshadowed or talked about have been revealed at this point. I mean, there's always the chance that, like, Torres type guys are going to come out of nowhere. Like, these incredibly powerful assassins who just kind of come out of nowhere, who we never heard about them, but they've always technically been there. That could always happen, but for now, it just seems like this is the full roster. And then, like I said earlier, I think Shishiba, Saragi, and Kamahate are going to wind up going to Sakamoto's gang. Hey guys, but first, let's talk about Gamer Supps, because I absolutely love this stuff. It's a keto-friendly energy formula to get you feeling nice and right to game, study, or do whatever. And while it does have caffeine in there for a nice little boost, it's not just that. It also has nootropics in it like L-theanine, L-tyrosine, ginseng, and a few others. So it gets you nice and focused and feeling good. And if you don't like caffeine, that's fine, because they have caffeine-free flavors that just have the nootropics in it, such as Only Fox. They also have sleep support, such as this AFK blueberry lemon cake flavor. It's melatonin-free, so you don't have to worry about that. And it's packed with magnesium, L-theanine, and apigenin. Take this before bed and it'll get you snoring before you know it. Gamer Supps also has these really cool shakers called waifu cups. You can't get this one anymore, or really any of them, because they sell out super fast. But if you're lucky enough, you can catch a drop maybe every other Friday or something like that. Gamer Supps also has Gamer Soup's instant ramen. It comes in great flavors like chicken, beef, and curry, and it comes with its own fork, which is super convenient. It's cheap, quick, easy, and really satisfying.
Link in the description. Code Big Z. Everyone listening, code Big Z.
Code Big Z.
Thanks.
So, like I said, very exciting. Let me know what you guys think about this chapter in the comments. And if you liked the video, please give it a like. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.